Welcome back, my friends. I hope you're all doing fan-diddly-tastic. It's a great day to be alive, and today we're going to be talking about the number one thing you can do to stop ruminating in the past, whether that's you were with a toxic individual, a narcissistic, sociopathic, psychopathic type of person, or you have some type of severe trauma, maybe a car accident, rape, molestation, abuse, anything. This video is going to be for all those people that want to start living in the present tense and become the best version of yourself. And there is one thing above all else that you can do right now to heal and become the best version of yourself. Let's go. Today's video is going to be inspired by Tony Robbins, Dr. Joe Dispenza. We're going to be talking a lot about the subconscious mind, how to reprogram. And I really believe if you watch this to the end of the video, that you can start changing your life. This channel originally started out talking about relationships and the toxicity, narcissist, and empath dynamic, right? And I've been pushing more towards the self-healing journey because I believe if we focus on all the bad things that happen in our life, regardless of what it is, like I said, any kind of trauma, car accident, abuse, neglect, abandonment, any of that kind of stuff, we focus on that, then we're going to manifest more of it into our life. And I'm a prime example of this because I have tested this out, and let me tell you, the law of assumption, 100%, hands down above every other thing that's out there, The Secret, law of attraction, meditation, yoga, therapy, EMDR, sound therapy, and the list goes on. All the different healing modalities. The law of assumption is the number one thing you can do right now to become the best version of yourself. If you were in a narcissistic relationship, this will be the trick to never ruminate about the narcissist ever again. If you are in a severe car accident, or you have trauma, you were beaten, or you were raped, this is the number one thing that will heal you. I have tried everything. As you guys know, if you watch any of my older videos, I've gone through many throat surgeries in the past 3 years, and I'm finally over it. It took 3 years, and guess what? It wasn't the 6 different surgeries. It wasn't all the medications they were putting me on. How did I heal it? This right here, with my own mind. Because once you realize how powerful you are, how powerful the mind is, you understand that you create your reality. You do, no one else. Our inner world is merely a reflection of our outer world. If you're living in the past all the time, you're thinking about the trauma, the narcissist did this to me, they did this, this, and this, I was raped, I was abused, whatever it is, if you're thinking about that all the time, you are living in the past. And when you're bringing the past into the present, you're bringing that into your future as well. That's what manifestation is. And so with the law of assumption, it states that your current reality, you need to feel and believe like you already have what you want. The law of attraction is if you think about something over and over and over again, you're going to manifest into reality. Well, what if you believed right now that you were healed? Right now, you were a millionaire. Right now, you had the dream spouse. Right now, you had no health issues. I'm going to tell you guys a quick story. I talked about this last week on my podcast, and if you guys want to go check that out, it's called JT and Jane No Filter. We talk about everything on the spiritual self-healing journey, how to become the best version of yourself, different types of supplements, how to make money online, everything. We talk about everything. It's no filter. We do 2 podcasts a week, but I was talking about this on the last podcast. And essentially, when we are not living our true potential of who we want to be, we are allowing the stories that we've heard our entire life. Tony Robbins and Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this. And we are letting those stories become a part of our reality. And both Tony Robbins and Joe Dispenza talk about, okay, well, how do we live that life we want? How do you stop ruminating about a narcissist or a toxic person or about a trauma that you went through? For me, I went through a severe throat issue where I was choking all the time. My throat closed up. I had to have multiple surgeries, get my throat stretched out, multiple different medications for acid reflux. They were like, oh, you have GERD. Oh, now you have a hiatal hernia. Now it is. It's just like kept going on. And the more these doctors told me that I had these things that were wrong with me, the more I ruminated about it, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm Googling at nighttime different health conditions. And I manifested more of that reality into my current existence. So what people don't realize is we are using the law of assumption every single day. Even if we don't know what it is or have used it, but every single day we are manifesting our reality. Like I just said, I was manifesting more issues into my reality by thinking about it all the time, right? So the law of assumption states that if you can feel it right now, feel like it is already yours, and live in that feeling, the universe, God, source, has no choice but to give it to you. If you can feel, well, let's think about it like this. If you are broke, you have no money, or you're working a 9 to 5, and you want to be a millionaire. How do you be a millionaire? Feel like you already are a millionaire. That's it. If you can feel like you're a millionaire and live in that feeling, it's gonna get pushed into your reality. You're gonna manifest it. There's no way to not manifest it. If you feel like you're a millionaire, even though in your current reality you don't have $1 million, if you feel that energy, everything in this universe is energy, that energy is going to be reciprocated. You will become a millionaire. The issue is with manifestation, law of attraction, law of assumption, all these different healing modalities, is that people cannot maintain their manifestation. It's like a roller coaster because we are highly emotional beings. Something happens and then something negative happens in your life. Oh, you get a flat tire or whatever. You switch into a lower frequency, a lower vibration. And when you switch in that lower vibration, you're not manifesting. You're going to manifest more negativity. If you think about it in your entire life, when something bad happens, what usually happens? More bad shit happens because it's energy. You are energetically signaling to the universe, oh, hey, I just got splat tire. This sucks. Fuck everybody. Like, my boss sucks. Oh, my girlfriend didn't make me dinner last night. My boyfriend did this and lied or what. You start ruminating about everything else. When you think about your inner self-talk. When you get caught on a negative thought, it always spirals. You always go down a rabbit hole of more negativity. So the reason people can't manifest properly is because something happens and we let our emotional state take over. The trick with the law of assumption, and this is what I have learned recently, is you have to give no reaction. And this is the same thing I've talked about in my channel when talking about narcissists. You give them no emotional reaction. You don't give them fuel to the fire. You don't give them that energy, right? You do that with anything in life. Your boss is, telling you you're a piece of shit or whatever. You give no reaction, it's going to fire up that boss even more. But by you not giving a reaction, you stay neutral and that negativity fades away. And then you go back to positivity. But when the negativity comes into your life, you don't latch onto it because then it pulls you further down on a lower frequency. To become a high vibrational person is constant work. It is constant. But It takes 21 days to make or break a habit. You do this for 21 days. I promise you, your life will completely change. It's not even a question. I completely got over this 3 years of throat conditions, not being able to go out to restaurants, not being able to eat, choking on food, acid reflux, hiatal hernia. I healed it all with my mind. When you realize how powerful the mind is, you can live the life you've always wanted to. It sounds like mumbo jumbo. I understand, because I've tried everything. I did hypnotherapy, the Reiki healing, sound baths, yoga, I did art. This is the only thing, and I've known about it for years, but again, I was never able to consistently manifest. I'd have little bumps, like I do well, and then a negative setbacks on, I lost this job, my finances aren't looking good this week, and then I go back down. I was never able to look past the negativity and continue up to the higher vibration, to the higher frequency. I always got pulled back down. Until recently, I finally learned how to continue to keep raising your vibration, your frequency. We think about this, think about a millionaire or a billionaire. They're on a different frequency than us, right? That's why one of to say being in the 1% is the loneliest. The top is the loneliest because no one else is on that frequency. Money is a frequency. And if you are on a high money frequency, vibration, millionaire, billionaire, you're not going to be hanging around with homeless people, are you? It's the same thing with every single thing you do in life. With a narcissist, they're on a super low frequency. If you're going to be in their life, you're going to stay at a super low frequency. As you raise your vibration, as you raise your frequency, you're on a different timeline. You did a quantum jump. I'll talk more about that in another video. It's a whole other topic, but you're on a different frequency. They're on a low frequency. They can't even get to you now. They can't even affect you because you're on this frequency. But what they'll try to, and sometimes you'll go back down if you go back to the narcissist, or you don't have the self-love or self-worth, you'll lower yourself back down. But once you realize how powerful your mind is, and that you start raising your frequency and negative things happen in your life and they don't faze you, that's when your life completely changes. I was molested as a kid by a cousin, and I never really thought about it until this past few years. And I hear stories from other clients and people I've met along the way in my journey and how they still ruminate about it. So I can only imagine rape or anything very serious, how much they let that influence their current life. It's every single time I see them, they bring it up. And they're living in that past still. They're living in that story. But what I can tell you guys with the law of assumption is time travel is real. You can time travel. Because what do you think changing your current existence means? That means getting rid of the old stories, which is in the past, and changing the story. If you change the story in the past, you just time travel. You're changing the past, which is changing your present, which now changes the future. And I've been doing this for the past few months, and it has astronomically shifted my life. I promise if you start, it will change your life. How do you start? The number one thing I can tell you guys is visualization. Visualization and feeling the feeling. And so during the daytime, you're in your alpha brainwave state. When you switch at nighttime, you switch from alpha brain waves into theta brainwaves, consciousness to subconscious. Subconscious is where all the programming happens. It's always running in the background. So if someone told you you were stupid when you were a kid and you've thought you were stupid your entire life, because that's in your subconscious programming. So we need to change our subconscious programming. If you were with a narcissist and you're ruminating about them all the time, at nighttime when you're going to bed, for 30 seconds, make a 30-second video in your head of what it would feel like to not ruminate about the narcissist. What would that feel like? What would that 30-second clip be like? Maybe it would be a clip of your day, and you wake up happy, energized, you're doing what you need to do for you, you don't have any second thoughts, you don't even think about the narcissist, You know what I mean? Think about the toxic person in your life that hurt you, and you go through a whole day and you visualize what that would look like and the feeling you would feel, which would probably be happy, joy, peace, contentment. Feel that and keep replaying it over and over in your mind as you're falling asleep. That will rewire your subconscious programming. For me, what I did is I made a 30-second clip. Again, I had choking issues and a hiatal hernia, acid reflux, GERD, and a bunch of other shit, a bunch of health conditions. I visualized in my mind before I went to bed, and I switch it between 4 different visualizations that I have. I'll be in Italy, and I will be at a restaurant eating like chicken parm or spaghetti and meatballs, and there'll be people around, it'll be noisy, and I'm just eating peacefully, and I feel what it would feel like to not have anxiety, being in a social environment, to just be eating and enjoying it, and to be able to eat the whole meal and not be over chewing food. I feel what that would feel like. And I'll just replay that over and over in my mind. And then what ends up happening is you get rid of the anxiety around the trauma, because now I'm feeling what it would feel like. My whole life never had anxiety with food or anything. It's bringing me back to what it used to feel like. Oh, just go out to eat. It's a normal thing. So then, like when I first started doing this, the first couple of days, I noticed drastically. I was like, I'd be eating, I'd be feeling so calm, so peaceful. And I'm like, oh my God, is this what it feels like for normal people? And it's the same thing with whatever your trauma is or what you're trying to manifest in your life. You need to feel what it would feel like to already be there, to already have it, that it already exists in your current presence. When you do that, you will be signaling to the universe that you are already there. If you are feeling it now, you're already there. It's going to just naturally manifest. It's naturally going to come in. Another one I did to become financially free, I have multiple books on Amazon, multiple businesses. I have a home remodel business in the state of Florida as well. One of the things I did included in the visualization is I'll be in Italy, or I'll be in Greece, or in Spain, or Costa Rica, eating food, being calm and being peaceful, being in the present moment, being on a date, talking to people, and I'll get a notification on my phone, and it'll be like $17,384 in my bank account. Boop, just popped up while I'm eating, and I feel what that feels like. I was eating all peacefully and comfortably on a vacation somewhere, and I just keep getting passive income going to my phone. I would feel what that feeling would feel like. And what does it feel like? It feels like security, peace, financial freedom, not having to worry about bills. So I molded that into one visualization, and that's how I became financially free. And that's what you guys can do with anything you want in life. Whatever it is you want in life, you can get. Let's say you want to be financially free. You want to be an entrepreneur. You want to start an online business. You want to put out a book on Amazon, or you want to learn how to sell products on Amazon. Or you want to start a Shopify store, and you want to white label products from China, or you want to do drop shipping, or you want to have a service that you help people, clients, you're a personal trainer online. Whatever it is, make a visualization of what that story that you want your current reality to match is, and then feel what it would feel like to have that. And as you do this more and more, 21 days to make a habit, your subconscious will reprogram. Your brain will completely rewire itself. So this is the number one thing you can do right now to absolutely change your life. I promise it works. I wish I shouldn't even say I wish. But one day, when I write my big book that I want to write about healing, I can't wait to put in there how well it worked for me and how well it's worked for other people that I've showed this technique to, because it really is the absolute game changer. We are co-creators. You are creating your reality, your world right now. I live in my own world. You live in your own world. Yes, we live on Earth, but you live in your own world. What goes on in your world is up to you. You feeling anxiety when you leave the house. You feeling anxiety when you're driving in a car. You feeling, stressed when you're at the gym because people are looking at you because maybe you're a little overweight. That is you creating that reality. You can change it. Only you are creating that reality. No one else. No one else is saying, hey, this is your reality. It's you. It's us. It's on us. So it's up to us to change it. And like I said, I've tried every single thing. This is the one thing that works for you. So if you want to start now, start reprogramming your mind. I have a book on manifestation on Amazon. You can check it out. You don't need it. Just visualize every night what you want your life to be like. Make a journal. Put day 1 through day 21 and write down. Do affirmations. Say, I am a money magnet. Or I am in my own energy. I don't ruminate about the past. Write down over and over and over and over again, and you will rewire your brain. Throughout the day, in my brain, I say, I am healthy, I am calm, I am peaceful. And then I take it a step further because we want emotions and feelings. I'll say, I feel healthy, I feel calm, I feel peaceful. And I'll say that 500 to 1,000 times a day in my head. And then I will write it 100 times throughout the day on a notebook. And that's taking it to the next level. Think about it. In school, what did the teacher have you do when you would not do your homework or you would get in a fight or anything bad in school? You have to write on a chalkboard, I will not tell a lie. I will do my homework over and over and over and over and over, right? Because that gets ingrained into our subconscious mind. And then you probably didn't do it again. It's the same thing, but we never do it as adults. We never sit and journal about the things we want in life, but we'll constantly be thinking and writing down like, oh, I got to pay my bills this week. Okay, I got $487 left, and I really want that TV, but I have to wait 4 weeks for this paycheck. We'll write all that down, but we won't write the reality we want. We won't manifest it. No one does it. No one does it. And you can go on YouTube, and I highly recommend this, look up the law of assumption and type in subconscious reprogramming. And you can listen to it throughout the entire night. I do that as well. Everything will help. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I'm going to close it out for here, and we will talk more again in a few days. I hope all peace and prosperity to all you guys out there. And just know, if you're watching this video, you are on the right path. It came to you for a reason. There are no coincidences in life. If you were watching this and you watched all the way to the end, this is your cue to start changing your life, because only you can do it. If I gave you $1 million right now, it would not change your life. It wouldn't. You need to do it on your own. When you do it on your own, just sit back and you will be grateful about the rest of your journey and your healing journey, because nothing compares to peace of mind, being financially free, not having anxiety, not ruminating about another person, being in your own energy and being authentically yourself. All right, guys, take care.